on Curiosity Stream. He allows them their riches.
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
In exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3,482. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, Ryan Castle joins us from his basement studio bar dungeon, and once again, we will sit and spin. And in honor of graduates everywhere today, 10 musicians that graduated college. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, the Men's Room Shout of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Clack, drunk up to drunk.
All right, here we go. Florida woman rescued from a storm drain in Miami, again found. This time in a storm drain in Texas. She's good. In Africa, a giant hippo chases a speedboat in Kenya and appears faster than a Lexus. Drunk guy in Milwaukee crashes at wrong house, wakes up handcuffed to the bed. Bodybuilder who wed 2 sex dolls says he's open to dating someone with a human head. And a man sends radio host semen-stained letters in hopes of getting his song played.
That's how you do it.
That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, last week, a Yakima man, he led cops on a high-speed chase. He blew through a few lights, got up to 90 miles an hour, the cops chasing him the whole time until he crashed. But he wasn't done. He got out of the car, took off on foot. But that's when members of the public finally chased him down. Now we go to Wisconsin, where police they were involved in a high-speed chase of their own. They did not get any help from the general public, but they did get an assist from a herd of cattle that conveniently were blocking the road. So the guy had to stop. They got him. And while cows of Wisconsin ended a chase, a hippopotamus in Kenya, well, it started one. Namely, a hippo in Lake Victoria. It chased a speedboat for 4 full minutes before finally giving up. That's like putting on your average rock song, and for the entirety of the song, there's a hippo trying to kill you, chasing behind your boat.
I think it was moving.
It really was. But hippos, turns out, as stupid as they look, fast in the water. Now, the fact that the hippo finally gave up, that came as a relief to the people on the boat, because hippos, in case you did not know, are considered the world's deadliest land mammal. Now, that said, a grizzly bear in Canada, it doesn't like that. It looks like it wants to earn that distinction. You see, last month, the grizzly attacked the man from behind. But that's not what killed the guy. No, this bear took it a step further, because after mauling the guy, the grizzly pushed him off of a 900-foot cliff. That just seems unnecessary. Smokey, what are you doing, bro? Anyway, some people are chased by cops. Some people are chased by animals. Some people find themselves chasing their pets or their kids or the person who stole their Amazon package. Or maybe you're that sad person chasing after your own car because you forgot about the old emergency brake on the hill. Whatever. Today is all about the pursuit. Whether you were the pursuer or the pursuee, today we want to know who or what chased you. Or who or what did you have to chase?
Be part of the big show. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Back to the conversation. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Home Charles, and away we go. Welcome to Season 16, Episode number 3482. What a large and charged program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat is once again Ryan Castle will join us from his basement studio, bar-type dungeon. And once again, we will sit and spin. And in honor of graduates everywhere. A lot of people out there graduating college, graduating high school.
Oh, yeah, it is that time.
A little bit different. My daughter, she, unbelievably enough, graduated in like 3.5 years.
Damn.
Which blows my mind. She has some college credits going in from high school. But either way, she's moving on. I just cannot believe how fast the time's gone by. And I also think it sucks that they're not doing a real graduation. I understand the dynamic of it and everything else, but it's like, dude, you busted your ass. You worked this hard. No cap and gown.
And like, how many graduations have you sat through that you didn't want to be at?
Well, I mean,
when it's not your kid, you don't care. Like, congratulations, but I don't want to sit through the whole frickin' ceremony.
Well, normally if it's someone you're close with and you know what I mean? Like,
still.
High school graduation, typically it's like 400 or 500 kids. You know, like when my kids
your school
graduated high school, there were just so many kids, and you just like looked at the rows, like, how long is this going to take for every frickin' name?
See, it's the beauty of going to school in Baltimore City Public Schools. Most people there are stupid. So, really, our graduation did not last long.
Yeah.
For the 8 of you that made it.
Right. And when you think about musicians, you think about guys in a band or girls in a band who started when they're 18, 19 years old, or they've been playing way before that together, and they hit it big, or they go on, or whatever the deal is. But as far as professional musicians that you know by name, college and graduating college, it doesn't seem to be something that goes always hand in hand. Because when you're that young and you're on the road and doing all those
things. And you have a job, which is why you go to college.
Making millions and millions of dollars. You get to travel the world. You know what I mean? You are in a rock band. Why in the hell are you in college? Well, believe it or not, today on Sit and Spin, we have 10 musicians that graduated from college. And not only did they graduate from college, it wasn't like they graduated from DeVry. These are some seriously good schools that a lot of people who you know and love, we play on this radio station, went and got a 4-year degree. Some of them even went on to get a doctorate. You know, so, yeah, it's crazy. So we got 10 musicians that graduated college coming up with Ryan Castle as we will sit and spin. And today we want to know who or what chased you, or who or what did you have to chase. Hopefully you got a chance to see the video sometime over the weekend. I'm not sure that I would be up for this type of excursion, knowing what goes on in the rivers of Africa. Think I would be a little bit freaked out. But either way, Dick and Machina, he hopped on a speedboat with his 3 friends. And they went sightseeing on Lake Victoria in Kenya. And they were in hopes of spotting hippos. It's exactly why they went out there. While the group of friends did spot a few hippopotamuses in the lake, they had no idea what else the trip had in store for them. Their trip to the lake soon turned into a nightmare when a hippo started chasing the group seated on a speedboat. A speedboat. This thing was keeping up with a speedboat.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yes, it is.
The video from the incident obviously has gone viral. Over 1 million views. In the clip at first, you see a group of hippos in the lake, unfazed by the presence of the tourists in the speedboat. However, one hippo can be seen appearing right behind the speedboat, charging them all of a sudden. They said it was a ghastly experience. We knew the area was a harbor for hippos, and we wanted to sit and try to get some photos. Knowing full well that they are killer animals, we gave them a wide path to avoid getting too close. There were at least 6 hippos in that area, many others on various other parts of the lake. However, as we were leaving, a huge, agitated hippo appears out of nowhere and begins to charge us, seemingly with, as they said,
Her name was Karen.
savage motives. He added that none of them had expected a reaction because it's a rare thing. We never expected that because it's quite rare. It was lucky we were in a speedboat. After being charged for at least 4 minutes, we can no longer see the animal trails, and we rushed to safety on shore. It was a narrow escape. If you see the video online, the video is about 35 to 40 seconds worth of material.
Right.
This went on for 4 minutes.
And you can't imagine, you can't fathom till you watch the videos how quickly that thing moves in the water.
They move so fast, it's unbelievable. And the thing is, I mean, they're so dangerous. They're such an angry, aggressive, dangerous animal. Look, if you said, man, do you want to go hippo sightseeing? Am I in the water? If the answer is yes, nah. Yeah. It's all right, man.
It's considered to be the world's deadliest land animal. So that's what I'm saying. And even knowing
and
that.
he was in the water.
Yeah. There are crocodiles in there. And we know for a fact that there have been many stories of crocodiles taking kayakers, never been seen from again, and everything else.
Sure.
To me, a lake in Africa, not knowing what is in there would be the scariest thing in the world.
But here's the thing. You do know what's in there. It's whether or not you see it. Like, you know there's hippos. You know there's crocodiles in there. And for me, that's good. Yeah. Like, you could add a great white shark. I'm like, I already got hippos and crocodiles. Whatever. That's all I need to know.
I mean, but when you live near an area, you know what's in the water. So in the Sound, we know, there's orcas every once in a while, whale sightings, and there's salmon, and there's cod. There are 6-gilled sharks. Those are not a threat to humans.
But if they said
octopus.
Hippos, would you go to Golden Gardens? I wouldn't.
No, I would not. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know everything that's in there. I know, so did you know that boa constrictors and pythons can swim, like 50 miles an hour? Like, no, I did not know that. There's all kinds of things I just wouldn't even expect. I mean, let alone the threat of hippos or crocodiles.
I would expect that. But now, to be fair, I'm sure it is rare, like these guys say. But like anything, living here, the only time we see any kind of like nature documentary, it's the good stuff. And the good stuff is people being chased by hippos or attacked by lions or whatever. And I'm sure it doesn't happen all the time. But the fact that it happens with any frequency at all, I can't say I'm out. Because I always debate, look, going on safari is a very expensive thing. But if I had the money, would I go?
This is safari in the water.
But say it's both, right? So you do a little bit on land, and I know they have the guided tours and all this crap, but you're still at the mercy of the elements. And from what I've heard, anyone that's been on safari, they're like, look, during the day it's one thing, and you can spot lions and all that, but the lions generally are sleeping because daytime is just not their time, right? But they said at night, man, you get in your tent, and they, put out the fire, turn off your lights, and all you hear are predators.
Yeah.
The growls, the roar. And they said it's everywhere. And you can't tell how close or far away they are. And I'm like, I just don't know that I could get a good night's sleep.
I don't think I'm cut out for that kind of vacation.
But it's...
here's the deal. But we all did it growing up. You go to beaches, like in the Atlantic Ocean. Now, you know darn well there's sharks in there and stingrays and other stuff.
Yeah.
But you still kind of accept that and go, it happens so rarely, I'm going to go swimming.
But also, to me, and you're right, but also I think, all right, when I get in the water, and I'm not particularly worried about sharks when I get into the water. Maybe I should be. I don't know. But usually there's 100 to 1,000 other people on the beach, right?
Yeah.
And inevitably there's people that go wading out much farther than I'm going. So my thought is, hopefully, the shark's going to eat them first, right? When you see the first person go under and an arm floats up, I know to get out of the water. The problem is on land, this is my turf, right? Land is my turf. But I can't mess with a lion, bro. So I'm just saying, I don't know. It's just different. And also, you hear things here in North America like, look, if a bear chases you, what is it, play dead or don't climb a tree.
Depends on the bear.
Right? It definitely depends on the bear. If there's a cougar, make yourself look big, do all these things. When they bring up stuff like lions, they're like, it's going to kill you. There's never any, if a hippo chases you, it's like, you need to move faster. That seems to be the only thing in Africa that works. You need to be faster than the animal because it will kill you if it catches you.
Things that you catch on camera can sometimes help you. In this case, it did for a Houston woman. Some tense moments between a driver and a motorcyclist caught on camera. The woman records all of her motorcycle rides with her GoPro camera. But one trip on I-45 in Houston was a little bit different. This guy chased me for a solid 20 minutes all the way up 45, according to the woman. She said she was riding on the shoulder to cool down when she noticed a car come up behind her. He came up behind me and tried to get in front of me, get aside from me, and that's when I knew something was wrong. She was able to create some distance with the driver, but said he eventually caught up, even stopping on the freeway and then getting out of his vehicle to try to stop her. It's road rage, absolutely, the woman said. No one should be chased down on a motorcycle. No one should ever be chased down in another car or anything. Just move on. Well, she called the police and stopped at the scene of another accident. The driver stopped there as well. The cops were at the scene of this other accident.
Right.
Okay. So Houston police said the driver of the Buick claimed the motorcycle was riding with a group, and a member of that group had hit his side mirror. Man told police he didn't have any intentions of hurting the rider. He wanted information on who broke his mirror. What were his intentions when he chased after me? To talk to me? No, according to the woman. She said she was not in a group and did not hit his mirror. Fortunately for her, she had all of this on her GoPro.
Right.
So she was able to show the cops, this dude's lying. I don't know what his deal is, but he's trying to run me over for whatever reason.
Right. Just don't. And usually you can see if someone has a GoPro, at least on a motorcycle.
Well,
if it's on their helmet,
right.
It's that weird thing on top. By the way, we're talking about hippos and all that, all right? So somebody here checks in and says, I'm a commercial fisherman in the Pacific Northwest, and I would change my profession in a heartbeat if we had hippos here.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Like, the sharks in the water. It's just hippos are different, man, because they can be in the land, they can be in the water. It's my problem like crocodiles, right? Like a shark. My father always says sharks do not scare me. I'm like, why? He goes, do they walk? I said, no. He goes, then you have to go find the problem.
Mm-hmm. And just when you think that's okay, you get in the water in Australia, and there are saltwater crocodiles that live in the ocean.
So that's not even the problem.
I'm thinking about a great white shark. I'm thinking about something completely different.
Yeah.
But see, that's
the
not what
saltwater
scares
crocodile.
me.
I'm with Miles. That one scares me the most.
They're terrifying. They're large. They fight great whites. But to me, if I'm in the water in Australia, yeah, I feel like the incidence of shark bites goes up, but it's like the blue ring octopus.
That's what kills you.
These things are the size of a mouse, but it's underwater, so it's even harder to see. And like this little itty bitty cute thing's gonna sting your ass.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's messed up. Look,
that's what I'm saying in Africa.
We live here, man. No, because like in the States, generally, man, if it is a small little thing, you might not want to deal with it, but in the end, you can take it, right? Like we don't have venomous squirrels. Like you see a squirrel, maybe the squirrel's even rabid, but in the end, it's a little trouble, but you can crush it, but not like if you touch it and it bites you, you drop dead.
They could have like the African water bug. That's what I'm saying. We don't know all this stuff. It could be bacteria that just makes you crap yourself for a week. You don't
I can live with that. Milk does that.
You might die of dysentery. I mean, you don't know. Like this one mosquito bites your ass and you're screwed for the entire trip. Or a spider, or who knows what. Like
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I mean with Africa. I don't know all the things out there. It's like Australia. I just don't know everything.
But see, I feel like Africa, like it presents its nature like this. Hey, pretty much not everything here will kill you, but the things that will kill you, you know what they are, and we don't make them subtle, right? So we made this elephant this big. We made hippos and rhinos always angry. Lions look like lions. There's no question. You know, a chimp will mess you up. Like we make Australians like, hey, see that little cute thing over there? If you touch it, you die.
I'm pretty sure the only place that I would even feel just to get a good night's sleep. I mean, I don't know the entire planet very well, but camping itself, anywhere you go, there's going to be something.
Sure.
There's going to be a threat of something. You don't know what that is. I think Hawaii might be the only place that I would pitch a tent without the fear of going to bed and thinking that something could eat me, something could bite me, sting me, anything like that. I think that's the only location.
Hawaii doesn't have snakes or spiders?
Hawaii does not have snakes, from what I remember. I do not believe they do.
I believe they had snake, and I might be confusing this with like Guam or something, but they had invasive snakes for a while, but and they ate pretty much everything they could get their mouths around, and so they made it a point to eradicate them. So the problems Hawaii has been having, it's stuff like rabbits and guinea pigs. Now, again, I know
I'm
it's
fine with that.
I ain't going to kill
these rabbits outside my tent. Ooh, scary. No, see, I can sleep through the night.
If it was like an Australian rabbit, suddenly it has fangs.
Yeah.
And it's venomous, right? Everything just changes there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that would be, I mean, even if you camp in this area, you know what's out there.
Sure.
You know that there are mountain lions bigger than you thought there were. There's 60, 70 pounders out there.
Sure.
I mean, hell, there's goats that kill people here. Crying out loud. There's bears. There's all this stuff. So if you go to the eastern part of the state, you're going to run into rattlesnakes. You're going to run into all kinds of things out there.
I feel like the worst we have is the goat, right? Of all the animals you wouldn't think could kill you, and you go like, well, the goat can. Not only can it, but it will. Yeah, not all the time.
That's what I'm saying. I think Hawaii. And maybe, but then you got to go to Hawaii. And who wants to go to Hawaii and sleep in a tent?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You know
right. I mean, you're in Hawaii. You might have a nice room, right?
Yeah,
By
I
the
mean,
pool.
why not? Sure.
Can you even sleep on a tent on the beach?
I don't know. Probably not.
I don't think so. Not legally.
Get your ass out of here. Who or what chased you, or who or what did you have to chase? 206-421-ROCK.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot. They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
KISW. You're in the men's room.
Our question, who or what chased you, or who or what did you have to chase? 206-421-ROCK.
A couple quick comments here. We were talking about Hawaii, because Miles, you said, look, as far as on the camp outside, and very few things are in nature that are going to kill me.
Less things than I believe other places.
Someone here says in Maui, we were talking about the snakes there. They're snakes. So it says in Maui, they brought in mongoose to eat the snakes. Well, we stopped at a public restroom on the Hana Highway. I've done that. Don't do it. Near the end of the day. I was going to be brave and scoot past the multiple mongoose feeding on the overflowing trash cans. I was halfway to the men's room door when a large mongoose came out of the door in front of me. They're about the size of a raccoon, only more sleek and bigger teeth. I decided to hold it. That from Jeff. Wow. And someone else says, regarding Australia, says, I loved Australia. There are some crazy animals there. I was swimming in the ocean by the Great Barrier Reef and had to rapidly get out of the water because jellyfish. Jellyfish in the water. And when they sting you, it takes less than 10 minutes to kill you. So I asked them, well, what do you do to treat it? They said, we tell the other people to get out of the water. So basically, if they sting you, you're just going to die.
Who or what chased you, or who or what did you have to chase? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Melody. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
My story is from a free concert, Pearl Jam and Soundgarden.
Free?
And yeah, it was 1997. It was a Rock the Vote concert. Originally, they were going to have it at Gasworks Park in Seattle, but the city decided that there was going to be too many people that wanted to go.
Yeah.
So they switched it to Magnuson Park down there on Lake Washington.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then the criteria was that you had to show up to the Ed Hell Pavilion there, north of the University of Washington campus, and take a bus in and take a bus out.
All right.
That's how everybody got there. So the night before the concert, there was four of us. We parked my car up on Sandpoint Way, which is just off of Lake Washington there. And we thought, well, we'll just go to the concert and drive home. So we went to the concert. It was awesome. They had all kinds of booths for, registering to vote and all kinds of, vegan food and what have you. Great concert. At the end, we were trying to just walk to our car. So where everybody else was going to the bus, we darted through this trail with really long grass. I'd say it's like 4 feet tall. And the security they were chasing us out of the park, and they were trying to catch us. And I don't know what they were going to do, spank us and say, oh, you're not allowed to do this. Yeah, you're not allowed to leave the park unless you leave on the bus. But they chased us.
How far did they chase you? Or for how long were they chasing you?
I would say that distance was probably like a quarter of a mile from the parking lot to the road. I mean, we got to our car and drove home, but it was just kind of hilarious.
Yeah, no one wants to be chased by
Considering
security.
we're leaving a concert. I've been chased several times going into a concert, sneaking in. I understand that.
Sure, yeah.
But leaving, like, come on.
Yeah, that's a big part too.
You know, it's a very big part. I don't know. Well, I've been chased by, it wasn't a security, a bouncer. And I was in Alaska because I asked the wrong question. Mm-hmm. But that's it. As far as, like, I mean, everyone's run from the cops about 1,000 times probably. Mostly when you're younger. You know what I mean? Hanging out in the golf course, drinking or whatever it is. But that was no big deal. Like, that's.
You asked the guy about weed.
That's all I did.
I mean, honestly, like, it wasn't some big thing. It's like, do you know where we can get some weed? That was all it was.
But I'd heard that this was the place to go to ask the question. I don't know what this guy's deal was, but he determined he did not like me. It was a large Alaska-sized bouncer. So finally, I got a little lippy with him, and I realized this guy is physically about to come over here and beat the living hell out of me, right? So, I mean, he starts charging me, and the way this bar is shaped, it's like a shoebox, and I'm on the one end. And then there's an outside area, which is shaped like another shoebox. So it's just this long linear run, but I realized I'm actually running because this dude is chasing me, and he wasn't fast, but Ted, as you say, he was kind of quick.
Yeah.
And the one thing I knew is if he gets a hold of me, this is the end of me. Like, there's nothing I can do to this big giant of a man. And he's screaming, man, and I'm kind of laughing, yelling some cusses back at him, but I'm still hauling ass. But I remember I run out of the bar. There's not a lot of people. Most people were outside. It was unseasonably warm, I guess it was. And everyone's kind of looking at me, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm just like, move.
Then he got shooed out of the Alaskan Bush Company shortly after.
Yeah.
It was a good night.
I wasn't chased out. I was told not to come back in.
Correct. Who or what chased you, or who or what did you have to chase? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, aloha, Betulas.
Hola.
No, it's aloha. I'm calling from the Big Island. You guys are talking about Hawaii today. I had to call in.
Nice.
And we have scorpions and centipedes out here also.
What kind? Are you talking those
run from?
Like those big ass poisonous centipedes?
Yes.
Yeah, those are ugly. I wouldn't want to deal with one of those. Look, I'm just saying in the general scope of things, I think Hawaii would be my best attempt to get a good night's sleep in a tent without thinking of all the things. See, I wouldn't think of that, right? So it probably wouldn't be on my mind.
Nope. But once they crawl across your body, I tell you what, you won't ever get it.
Has this happened to you more than once?
Yes.
How regular is that? Like, if I live in Hawaii, how common is it to say, like, oh, man, I woke up, there's one of these big-ass centipedes crawling across my chest?
Well, you can get it. There's infestations. They have they're like snakes.
Done. No, forget it.
Together.
And how bad is the bite? I mean, is it just one of those things where you swell up, or is it like I need to seek immediate medical attention?
Honestly, I've never been bitten by one.
Okay. All right. Well, you never know. I mean, I'll tell you what, I don't like bugs at all. I don't like when they bite you.
I mean, I don't like bugs, but centipedes
I
are
called
different.
because I got chased by a bear when I was in Alaska.
What kind of bear?
I was walking my dogs.
Grizzly bear?
Brown bear.
Okay, brown bear.
No, just a brown bear.
And what kind of dogs were you walking?
Just your Alaskan mutts.
Okay.
I had a couple of Alaskan mutt dogs, good dogs. We were out walking around, and they chased Mama's cubs. And Mama came out of the bushes, and I tell you what, I saw those bushes and trees shaking before I saw her. And she was spitting rocks at me, and it scared the piss out of me. And I took on in, and I made it all the way to the ocean before I looked back.
No, wait a minute. Isn't the general rule, and again, I am not a bear expert, but in the general, like, don't run?
Well, instinct hit in, and I thought that I could beat her because she had cubs.
That's what I was going to ask you. Everyone can say play dead or don't run, but in the moment that I am confronted with a bear that pops out of the grass, regardless of what you've told me, I get the feeling by the time I remember not to run, I've already run 100 yards, which is going to be problematic. So, do you know how long the bear pursued you, or did you just keep running?
She probably got a good 50 yards on me. I felt her right behind me. I could hear her, and I don't know, instinct kicked in, and I knew that she'd go back for her cubs, but I was probably running off of the ground the entire way. I was moving so fast.
Did you let go of the dog leashes? Are they running with you? Did they take off
Never completely? Had leash.
Okay, so did they take off completely, or did they kind of pace it, stay a little bit ahead?
I actually got coaxed them to head my way, and we all took off, and I just ran straight for the water, and I got about waist deep before I stopped.
Did you ever go and walk that same trail again, or did you what did you do after that? Did you buy bear mace? Or
well, actually, yes, because I worked on an island out there, at a resort, and you saw these bears on a regular basis. There was boardwalk, there was trails. We built things up in the trees where big nets would go across like a dozen trees, and we would lay up there and watch them feed down on the river.
See,
it was awesome.
You would think that the bears would be intelligent enough to know right now, we don't care about your cubs. But I guess it's just instinctual. Yeah. You got to protect them. I understand from other predatory animals, but
look, I don't think most people
like, yeah, whatever. They never bother anybody.
I don't think
like pigeons. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're kind of used to us.
But most people don't care about my kids. But if I see around my kids, instinctively, I won't necessarily attack you, but I am aggressive. If somebody
walks up to your kids at the park and you don't know them, you say, "What the hell's this?"
I become a mama bear. So even though, all these other people at the park are not met, but that's the thing with bears. Like, that seems to be their one golden rule, right? Mm-hmm. Like, look, man, everything at the party's casual. You can wear shoes in my house. I don't care if you drink. You can do drugs in the bathroom. If you get near my kids, instinctively, I'm going to try to kill you.
Do you live in Hawaii currently?
I do. I live on the Big Island.
Okay. So what is your thing about the continental United States that you do not like?
The people.
Okay, I just said Alaska and Hawaii. You know what I mean? Those are two very cool places to live.
Are they?
Yeah, man.
Are they?
And both very much the same.
In what way?
Right.
Because I would imagine Alaska is considerably cheaper than Hawaii, at least in my one experience in each place.
I would say family orientation.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. I think
once you're accepted, you're accepted.
I'd rather be on the Big Island being accepted.
All right. Now, let me ask you this one last question, since you have experience with both. You got to die from an animal attack. Do you want to go down to Mama Brown Bear or get one of these crazy-ass centipedes?
Ooh, that's a good question. Boy, I think I'd rather go down by a little tiny bite of an insect than being mauled by a bear.
How about a shark attack?
Boy, that's a good one, too, because, the fear of drowning. I think the poisonous bite would be less painful, maybe, I would hope.
I would think it's
loss of a limb.
But it's less painful for a longer time, right? Because a bear attacks you, and when the bear's done, you're done. But up until you die, it's going to suck, right? Shark attack, chances are done.
Same thing with a shark.
Yeah, but you're getting eaten alive. You're not also drowning. There's a combination. Yeah. Both instances, you're being eaten alive.
Horrifying.
The other one is you're trying to swim. I feel better on land than I do, trying to swim away. I feel like even if I had a brief opportunity, maybe I could sprint real quick, even though that's not real fast. But it's faster than I can swim.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but then there's the flip side of we're going to pitch a tent and go somewhere place, right? So in Alaska, you go, all right, man, look, there are wolves.
I never would do it.
Bears.
Never would do it.
And that is terrifying stuff. But, there's bear mace, right? I'm not saying this is going to solve your problem. There's bear mace, there's barebacks. Just bear with me. I know. And then I know, no pun intended. The flip side is we're in Hawaii, so I don't hear anything in my tent. And then I feel this big-ass thing on my leg in the sleeping bag, and it's one of these centipedes. At least I feel like with mammals, you see them coming.
At least with a mammal, there's a fight. I don't want to get bitten by something, then slowly it's venom just works through my body.
It's got 100 legs, and it's scary looking. Bears look scary only because we know what they can do to us, but in theory, they look cute. Disney has cute bears. They don't have cute centipedes. I have not seen that movie.
And the crocodile, Peter Pan, maybe? They're all nasty. Is it Peter Pan, the crocodile?
Yeah, but it's not really, it's only trying to kill one guy, though.
Yeah. Well, just whatever.
That's his problem. Yeah.
Who or what chased you, or who or what did you have to chase? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Ken. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, anyways, this is chasing a bull.
You were chasing a bull?
Yeah, not out of, I chose to, but... So the story starts, I'm at my brother's house, I'm staying over the night and stuff, come out, get a bowl of cereal, and sit down to eat it, and I look out the window, and there is a bull tearing up his bushes out in his front yard. Then I look out the other window, and there's two little girls from the next door neighbors and stuff sitting on their porch, jumping it down, laughing. So I go outside, and they're like, look, a cow. And I'm like, that's not a cow. You need to go back inside. Then I go to my brother, and I'm like, dude, you got a bull in your front yard. He's like, what do you mean I got a bull in my front yard? Like, dude, there's a bull in your front yard. So he comes out, and he looks, and he's like, oh, I think that's the guy down the street. I'm going to give him a call. So he calls him up. Guy says, hey, can you help me round it up?
No, I can't.
How does one do that?
Right.
He said yes.
How does one do that?
I have no experience.
You got to have your brother's back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So not a good choice on his part.
So what do you do when your brother says, hey, Ken, I need your help. We're going to chase this bull. Like, what is the strategy?
Supposedly, we're just supposed to make noise, and it will, and work its way back to the pen that it got out of.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because that's where it wants to go.
Right, because it left there.
Yeah, right.
So, of course, we're doing this, and we get it down into an area that was kind of, like a field, but it was enclosed by some barbed wire, with the opening to the road. So we get down in there, and we're trying to get it to loop back around when it turns around and looks at us.
Right.
And now we're looking at something that is much, I'm 6'2", and this thing's still taller than me. Bloodshot eyes. And, of course, this bull has the big, huge ring in the nose.
This is like a bull.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is a bull, and it's got the horns and everything.
Once you put the ring in the nose, I'm like, oh, this bull means business. Now it's like a Mr. T bull.
It's like
why are his eyes bloodshot?
Drunk.
Because he's stoned.
Right. He's hungover.
I have no idea, but it's just the thing when the thing has red eyes, around the pupil.
Yeah.
This thing did not look happy to see us.
Does it snort or any of the stuff that you expect? Like,
yeah. It's doing the whole, just the, just
stuff.
Yeah. And so, we're frozen. And then the guy that, he's in the back of his truck up at the road, and he's like, jump up and down and yell at it.
I don't think you're seeing the face we're seeing, bro.
Well, that's the thing. We're both, and I looked at my brother, and I'm just, and of course we're talking calmly, and I was like, you do it. He's like, I don't want to do it. And I was like, I don't want to yell at this bull. It looks pissed off.
How far away from you is it, by the way?
Oh, this is like 3 feet.
3 feet?
What?
Back the hell up.
Oh, yeah, we are staring nose to nose with this thing, and this guy wants us to jump up and down and yell at it. And this thing is not happy looking.
So what do you do?
Well, my thing is, I was like, well, either one of it, we got to do something. This guy is the expert. It's his bull. We do nothing. We're probably goners.
So what did you do?
What did you do?
We're both going to do this at the same time. So the thing is, dude, I'm going to do this, and you're going to do this, and we're going to do this at the same time. Because if I do this and you don't, and this thing comes after me, if I survive, you won't.
Now, did you trust that your brother was also going to do the thing that you guys came up with? Because I can tell you right now, I wouldn't.
Yes, at this point and stuff, we came down with things, so we went with, the whole lethal weapon. We're going to go on 3, and then we have the little, thing, do you mean on 3, or do you mean 1, 2, 3, and then go? That whole thing. Yeah.
That's very
so we went down
important.
that little spiel. Yes. And then we both did it. And yes, it did take off and start running back up the road.
And the guy, was he able to
the relief we had.
Yeah, was the guy able to wrangle it in, just like grab it by the collar and go, come on, Ferdinand, let's get out of here?
Well, no, because he pretty much just blocked the other side of the road, so it looped up. He honked its horn. It turned back down the road to head back towards the direction. So just keep making noise and get this thing to go and keep up with it. And I'm here to tell you that the people that do the running of the bulls are crazy.
Yeah.
Because it took everything we had to keep up with this bull that was trotting.
Where
was trotting down the road.
Where does your brother live?
And now he lives in Spokane, but then this is on Whidbey Island up on Monkey Hill.
On Monkey Hill.
Oh, sure. That's
I should have
Bull Hill.
I should have guessed it.
There's always bulls on Monkey Hill.
I knew it was going to be on an island on Monkey Ridge or whatever.
Monkey Hill, Miles. Get it right.
So we're on the big island in the continental United States here in Washington.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe if you ever have another kid, you could name him Monkey Hill.
Oh, they'd love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me a monkey. That came to be self-loathing.
All right. Who or what chased you, or who or what did you
I can say my name, but you can't call me by my name. I'm going to tell you my name, but don't you dare call me that.
Got a Blueberry Hill.
I tell how nonchalantly she's like, yeah, I was over on Whidbey,
Monkey Hill.
Monkey Hill. It's where all the bulls are.
That's where the bulls are, yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Rex. Welcome to the men's room.
How's it going?
Hola.
Hola.
Okay, I got charged by a moose with my 2 kids.
Okay, where was this?
Up in Alaska. I was born and raised there.
All right. How typical is that happening? I mean,
well, it only happened once in my life that I ever got charged. But I've seen a lot of moose.
Is there anything that provokes them specifically, or is it just if they're having a bad day, you're going to have a bad day too?
Well, if they've got a calf, you want to stay away from that. You know.
Was it a male or a female? I guess female in this case.
I can only assume so. It had no horns. All I know is we were taking a shortcut to the convenience store, me and my kids, and we were walking through this wooded area, and there was like an open grassy area in there. And when we walked in there was a moose laying down. And when we got in there, it got up. So I put my kids behind me, and we started backing up to the tree line.
You do the human shield all wrong. They're supposed to go in front of you, in front.
Yeah, I suppose. But we backed up behind it. We were backing up behind the tree, and all of a sudden it took off toward me, and it got about 3 feet from me and veered off.
So is it just posturing, I guess?
I suppose. I mean, I don't know if it was because I was getting close to the trees or what, but we were right by this apartment building in the complex. So I'm like, okay, guys, we've got to get to that door before that moose gets to us. So, because we were standing in the snow.
So let me ask you this. Are some moose a little bit more docile than others? Because Steve and I were sitting outside of a bar in Anchorage, in downtown Anchorage, I might add. And, I mean, in the middle of town. And so the woman comes out, takes our order. We got a beer tower, by the way, which is a great call.
It is fantastic.
She also said if the moose happens to come in the gate, just act like nothing's going on, mind your own business.
And it might drink it.
And don't make any steady movements. And we're like, okay, yeah, whatever, that's great.
Fast
movements, sorry. So
yeah, like don't provoke it.
Don't provoke the
I'm not going to provoke a goddamn
So like
wild
we're
moose.
like, you got to be kidding me. So we walk into the actual bar inside, and then there's this whole mural of all the times this moose is actually in the damn bar.
Yeah.
And you're like looking at a picture, people are like standing there, there's the moose. You're like, oh my God, they're not kidding. There's a moose standing there. So I'm guessing that some aren't as aggressive as others.
Apparently, I mean, like I said, I've been around moose my whole life, and that was the only one that ever charged me. Typically, it seems that ones that have had bad interactions with people are the nastier ones.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does add up.
Damn.
Yeah, there's a reason why people don't like seagulls, and it's not because they don't eat your food.
It was a cool outdoor bar, and then you went inside, and there's pictures of the moose inside the bar.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mess with moose, but like if I was at that bar, I'd just be like, all right, here he is. But this is obviously it deals with people.
I know. Well, the problem was at the time they had just opened, so there's only 3 of us in the entire bar.
Keep in mind,
and there's a bunch of people out of mind, but like that moose ain't gonna mess with anybody except us.
We'd never been to Alaska before. This was our first trip there. This was our first bar there. So for us, it was just like, you got to be kidding me. We just read a story about a guy across the street or a woman across the street got attacked by a grizzly bear the morning before, right? So now the first bar we go to, they're like, yeah, don't mind the moose.
Nice.
But that grizzly on there across from your hotel,
yeah,
keep your eyes peeled.
Don't leave the hotel. Don't mess with the moose.
Right. Do I still get my Marriott points? Who or what chased you, or who or what did you have to chase? 206-421-ROCK.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.